This is Noriko Robin in the color Nutmeg F. I have dipped her in Genetian Violet, but other than that, she has no alterations. She needed refurbished. I did this the other day to my Robin in the color Chestnut, and I used my Longe Levite. It's a brush straightener, but this girl needs more hands-on flat plates, more heat. So she is going to be completely straight, where the other one I tried to keep a little wave in her. So my thought is, after I get her completely straight, I am going to use these 2-inch hot rollers down here on the bottom. Can you see them? I'll use these 2-inch hot rollers and do a video of how that turns out. But you can see she's starting to get pretty rough. So I let down a layer at a time, come in here with my wide tooth comb. You can probably hear her tangles. Pin that one out of the way. And then I just come in with a small fine section. If I got it too thick, I'll pull it back up out of my way. Because she's a low density piece, I don't really want to be coming in and cutting out any tangles. So I comb through it. I'm using my Longe at 230 degrees. I'm only putting my hand back there so I can pick up the same piece. And these Noriko fibers are smoothing really, really nice. Barely takes more than one pass. Can you see what I'm doing? I can feel some crinkles and tangles up here close to the cap because I have worn her in high ponies and updos. And then if I comb through that, look at that. Sweet. And yes, I suppose doing this very often on a non-heat friendly wig might shorten the lifespan, but if she's tangled and unwearable, she doesn't have a long life anyway. I can still feel some tangles right there at the bottom, so sometimes I will even go a little slower at the bottom. I don't like to use a lot of products on my pieces, and I would never use a hot tool if I had product on her, because I don't want to cook the hot I don't want to cook the product onto the hair, and I don't want the product stuck on my iron. So I hold my fingers there, go in with the iron, and then up, clamp, bring it down. Always, always, always have clean tools, clean hands, no lotion. If your tools happen to get gunked because you use them on a wig that maybe you had product on and you forgot, you need to let it cool down and clean it with cotton balls and alcohol. Watch this. Sweet. The thinner the strands, the better. I know it's very time consuming, but then you have the heat hits. I don't know if you can see that. You have the heat that hits all the pieces. If you do it thick, it doesn't seem to work as well. So yes, extremely time consuming, but if you take your time and you do it right, it's going to last a lot longer before you need to do it again. Still feel a smidge at the bottom because her bottoms do get more wind damage. And she already has some hairs, can't see where they are right now, but she has some hairs that are about this long, and she has these little teeny tiny return hairs from the wefting. She is a basic cap. She doesn't have as much permatease as some of the new Noriko pieces. That's why I like to wear her in the summertime, because she's low density, has less permatease, so she's not as warm as some. And she's long enough so she looks good in a high pony or updos. When you're pulling through those tangles and knots, don't jerk on them because they'll snap up and make a crinkle all the way up. Take your time, and if there's one that you just can't comb out, go ahead and go over it with your heat tool, and it will start melting it to get it back into place. That's literally what you're doing. You're melting these synthetic fibers to be smooth again. You could clip the bottom out of your, now see there's a string from the wefting that looks like it just kind of came undone. So get that string, make sure you can see what you're doing, and you can just cut it off. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, anyway, I don't want to clip her up in case I like her straight and I want to wear her straight for a while. But I want to buy a second set of hot rollers, so I want to see whether they will work on this regular synthetic hair before I do that. So I will probably hot roller her right away instead of wearing her straight. And then that way when she needs this done again, I will wear her straight. See how she's got some shorter hairs in there? Can feel something at the bottom there. And yes, I do try to get out every single little tangle, because if you don't, those tangles seem to encourage other tangles. I can hear something in there. Okay,